Hello, perv lords, scrub lords, and everyone in between. Welcome back to another game of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. As we reach the near apex of our life. Because I doubt we'll be making it to 30. I hope everyone's been having a good day, good week, good month, and that your year's been pretty decent. I hope you haven't had many medical scares or gone to the hospital too often for legitimate sickness, and I hope that life continues to fare thee well. Now, with my platitudes done, let us continue. Also, for the first time in this series, I got a copyright claim. It was for going into that zone I was in last time. It didn't affect the video at all. At least that's what it said. But the fact that that area has copyrighted music and none of the other parts of this game has been ever hit with one before is weird. I wish I had the ability to go out and ask why, but even if I did, I doubt I'd get an answer. Now, I've been occupied with various other things that have gone on this week, and so I forgot what my goal was gonna be. Oh yeah, I still gotta make sure that she gets away from this toxic a-hole. That was one of my goals. But I also need friendship with you. Hurting friend. So I need my toughness to get to 80. That'd take a while. Because hurting friend, I think that has to do with... I think that's what I gotta do. But there's no way to max toughness real quick. Lookout duty. My perception. Animals. We could hang out with an enemy for a few months. We could do that. Yeah. We'll check out the lookout. You're on lookout. Oh, my voice cracked. No. Alright. You're on a lookout just as the second sun is setting, casting deep shadows inside the colony walls. From up here, you can watch people leave and return to the colony like it's a lung, expanding and contracting with the rhythm of the day. People move sleepily from workplace to the cafeteria, from the cafeteria to the quarters. It's a relaxing sort of familiarity. Yo. Something registers as unfamiliar in the corner of your eye. A bit of movement at the base of the wall. Behind the garrison, you squint into the shadows, and the movement resolves into two humanoid figures, sneaking away from the bustles of the colony. Look closer. Not putting your business, but if they don't want to be caught, they shouldn't be doing it in the open. You pull out your holoculars and focus on the pair. Oh no, it's Nem and Vase in there. They're doing what teenagers do when they're in love and you think no one can see what they're doing. No. It's like their faces are stuck together. Like some unmutated horror movie creature. How do they breathe? Disgusting yet fascinating. So very organic. Oh, that's gross. Well, I do have 5 of these. Super. Let's go. Hell yeah. Victorioso. I'm maxing out perception, it seems. Mid pollen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months before the next attack. Let's buff that perception and get a bit more with animals and friendship with Anemone. You're officially sworn in as a cadet in a small ceremony. No longer a recruit, you're now an official part of the colony's security force. Security Chief Rat presents you with a small patch, a golden upwards pointing arrow. It's just a little thing, cadet being the lowest rank, but it makes you feel more important than the civilian kids waiting to play sports ball once you're done with the field. Nem is there to cheer on the new cadets. She's an officer already, and cadets of all ages look up to her. After the ceremony, Nem pulls you aside. It's been a week. I'm gonna need some water. You know, I've gotten to like warm water. As a child, I hated it. But as an adult, like, warm water is so good. Like, you put some nice hot water from the tap in your jug. Then, you slowly sip it. Keeps your body nice and warm when it's cold. And if you talk a lot, like streamers do, then it helps with the throat. And if you're trying to voice train, it also helps there. If you're trying to sing, it also helps there as well. And then, if you have extra jugs and stuff, and you let that sit, it goes from like hot to warm, and eventually it gets cold. And I'm telling you, you have not had water until you've heated up your water in your tap. By the way, I'm capable of drinking my tap water. This could work with boiling if you have a good enough container. And when it gets cold, like from hot water, it's just so damn good. I suggest those who are able to try this. It's so good. But I talk so much that I need another sip of my water. But yeah. I actually like warm water now. But to the character. Look at you. Look at you. She says, punching slightly in the arm. Next step, officer. Next step, officer. Her smile wavers a little. I remember Combs swearing in when he became an officer. I thought my heart had burst right open from being so proud of him. But I'm just proud of you today, Solomnika. I forgot that was my name. It's been a while since anyone's really pronunciated it. Pronounced. Words are things that exist. You're gonna do great. Yo, let's go. Ayo, let's go. What is that perception at? No, I want to know what the score is. Game, let me know what the score is. 93. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Yo, new season. Time to grab stuff off the ground. And now that we've circled around, we go and hug our best dog boy. Yeah. Ooh, I could help him build, but I want the hugs first. But yeah, sure, I'll help you. Value, it's a wild value card. Could be great or it could be S. And he's got heterochromia. Cool. Why did I not notice that till now? Actually, I'm working on something right now. Rex says, producing a holo projector? It looks so familiar. Wait, it's the holo projector you use to watch vids on in the creche. It's been broken ever since the creche was destroyed. I was hoping you could help me fix this up. I want to have outdoor movie nights. You help Rex bring the holo projector to life. Then you help him make an outdoor theater for it, complete with overhead lights and comfortable places to pile up your bedding. Aunt Anne provides the snacks. Rex looks at it with pride. We just have to figure out what to play for our opening night. Hey, friendo. What are you doing over here? Ah, she's the creativity. I'm gonna be maxing that out soon. This still gets me friendship with an enemy, but it only gives me 1 toughness. Combat, bravery. I need something that gives me more than 1 toughness. Damn it. You're giving your end of day report to Security Chief Rhett. Nothing to report as usual, and you can tell something is on his mind. You're about to leave when he stops you, haltingly asking, Solomnika, how's everything going for you right now? Oh, that requires stress. Uh, why? Rhett turns and stares out of the round window of his garrison office. Some people think being a soldier is for meatheads. He says, brutes. People who want to shoot guns and act tough. Xenophobic assholes who'll take any excuse to bully the weak, and to call themselves heroes for it. I grew up on Earth where being in the military carried all of these connotations and more. He continues. Even in the first Vertumnan colony, the one on Earth where us adults were raised, we weren't immune from that line of thought. We were constantly under attack from people on the outside. To be a soldier in that environment... His eyes grow distant. A certain level of dissociation is necessary to survive. You think immediately of your mother. Coming here, we'd hoped that the greatest threat to the colony would be a plague of famine. He says, still not looking at you. Not that we'd be attacked every year by beasts. Even in the early years, I'd hoped that we'd be able to scrape out an offensive hold. He shakes his head. We weren't so lucky. And now, with the influx of Helios soldiers, real soldiers, steeped in the blood of the old Earth ways, I find myself a general once more. He sighs and scrubs his hand over his face, and in short, cropped hair. I know what it's doing to you kids, because I know what it did to me. He's quiet for a long time. You're not sure if you're dismissed or not. Finally, he turns to you. His gaze is searching, almost plaintive. I never wanted to be a weapon, he says quietly. I believe in the noble goals of the Vertumna group, as much as any other colonist. I only want there to be peace for you. For you, our children, and your children too. All this bluster. He continues gesturing around him, the yelling, being a hard ass. I hate that I have to do it, but I will. Because I need you kids to be scared of something. If you're not scared of what's out there, then I need to make you scared of me. Because what's out there is the really scary shit. Sounds tough, sir. Rhett blinks as if he's coming back to himself and looks embarrassed. What am I doing? Springing this on you. He says, go on. Your shift's over. Good work out there today. He nods, dismissing you. Super. Perception is almost maxed. Governor Lum enters the colony square to his customary bombastic fanfare. Brass band, red carpet banners, and the Heliopause logo snapping in the hot dust breeze. It's a bit much. The governor gets his usual tithe of applause from diehard soldiers, but it's obviously how tired and fearful everyone has become in service of his war. You catch Mars's attention and she rolls her eyes and makes a gagging motion. Cal looks sullen and withdrawn, refusing, along with the rest of the geoponics, to give Lum any applause. The governor raises his hands for silence, though it's largely unnecessary.
Pioneers of Vertumna,
He begins.
we stand here today, not shivering or quaking in fear, but with our hands around the neck
He makes a ringing gesture.
of the planet itself.
Before he continues, Mars leaps from her seat and runs to the front of the stage. A ripple of fear goes through the crowd. You all remember what happened to Utopia last year. It doesn't have to be like this, she cries, speaking to the crowd. We don't have to listen to him. He's just a bully with a gun, like the ones we left behind on Earth. Hell yeah. She turns to the council. Why are you just... Okay, I actually like how her character has grown. She's not the whiny bitch. She's trying to aim for that political power. Why are you just sitting there? Come on. Are you going to do anything? Oh no, more voice cracking. Aren't you going to do anything? The council look at each other. Rhett seems unmoved, and Utopia shrinks into herself, holding her hand to her chest. Aunt Anne looks concerned, but fearful of Lum. And since it's grim, and Seek just wants to see what happens. Only Cal looks enthusiastic, but as the youngest member of the council, he's outmatched. Lum gestures sharply to his guards, and Mars is seized and taken out of sight. In the uncomfortable silence that follows, the governor strides to the front of the stage and looks down on the crowd.
As I was saying, you can trust me to lead the colony and humanity into a new era.
He says,
An era of peace and prosperity where we no longer need to fear the creatures that come out in the night.
He raises his fist to the sky.
This planet is rich,
He cries.
It is the Earth we were promised, unscarred by the mistakes of our forefathers.
Which you're already making, by the way?
Here, we will become what humanity has always strived to become, caretakers of a new God and children of a new Earth.
People cheer, spurred on by Lum's display of dominance. Lum looks down at the crowd with pride.
Pioneers, we're so close,
He says,
Soon this planet will be ours and all her riches and wonders with it. But first,
he continues,
we need to adapt to the hard realities of our current world.
He gestures to the council.
I know you all love your council, but it's time we thought of the future. We need to guard the colony leadership.
He says with some disdain,
Against sudden upheaval, deaths, imprisonments, and the like. We decided to instead a second position for each seat on the council.
No, you're gonna fill it with your people. You're gonna push out the old people and refill the second seats with more of your people. Lum explains that every council seat will take an official second in command. Seconds will be trained in the running of the department and will be ready to take over the department should the worst happen during an attack. Okay, that I will give you as smart. The council looks concerned. Is this how Lum begins the cycle out colonial government with a veneer of legitimacy? Applicants must have spent a minimum amount of time in that department and will be judged by the council based on their relevant skills. The Lum will likely argue hard for his Helio appointees. Give me a moment, folks. I just need to go to the bathroom. And just as promised, I am back. So, security chief would be useful. Engineer, yeah. Cultivator, surveyor. I'll take security officer. You add your name into the ballot along with Nem and Vase. Nem shakes your hand and tells you she hopes the best person wins. For the good of the colony, Vase just gives you a nod. His piercing eyes say he's up for the challenge. The council discusses all the nominees at length, and then you win. Yo-ho! Nice. Security Chief Rhett looks proud as he gives you an extra stripe for your uniform. His hand rests heavy on your shoulder.
You're an excellent soldier, and someone I trust to succeed me.
He says,
I know you'll do what's right for the colony if the worst happens.
Second security officer. When voting is included, Seek announces the names of those newly appointed seconds. The crowd cheers for you when Seek reads out your name as second security officer. You don't recognize the Helio appointed to second administrator. Must be one of Lum's. Tangent stands proud as the rightful place of chief engineer. Instant Side is her second. One of the Helio-born agriculturists is chosen as second cultivator. At least there's someone with actual geoponics experience, not someone Lum's installed in the position. The steward of the Heliopause joins Aunt Anne as her much-needed second steward. There's a lot of babies in the colony now, and someone has to help take care of them. A Helio soldier you don't recognize is appointed to Utopia's second, much to her dismay. After the politicking is over, the crowd adjourns to the feast tables and eventually the dance floor. The sun sets on a long day. The heat breaks and the party continues well into the night. After festivities, it's straight back to work. Everyone complains. You usually get at least a few days off after Vertamnala, but Lum reminded the colony that only a few short months before the attack is next. Before the next attack. Her dreams begin to increase in intensity as the wormhole draws closer to the planet. Filled with terrifying and confusing visions, a feeling of urgency dogs your steps, like you're running out of time. Wait. No, the wormhole's getting close. No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Shit. I never properly leveled toughness. Like, I love her character, but I never properly leveled that because I was going, like, organization is my lowest stat. Our last lookout duty before we go with other things. It's your swearing-in ceremony, the day you officially become an officer. Security Chief Rhett doesn't usually give these titles to kids, but these are exceptional times. Nem stands with the other officers and shoots you an encouraging smile as you swear your oath to serve the colony. She made officer at 15, even earlier than Com did. After the officer ceremony, Vase is sworn in as a lieutenant. The next rank up. He's only a little older than you, but they started training much younger on the Heliopause. And as Vase tells everyone, he's just very good. Nem doesn't need any convincing. When the ceremony's over, she squeals and throws herself at him, kissing all over and then swinging around victoriously. I don't like him. You accept congratulations from the other colonists. It's weird. Before the Helios arrived, garrison members were called security personnel. Now everyone calls you a soldier, even the people you grew up with. Typical! Oh, that +5 card is God. Mid-dust. Late dust. Slip past all path blocking explore events? What? I can just... Oh, you know what this means? We're gonna go to explore the entire place. Though this does mean we're gonna get hit with another copyright. But let's head on out. I can just walk past them. Because they don't exist anymore. Yeah. I perceive it all. Because I'm that good. I guess it's you can perceive through all the challenges you've already completed, thus saving you even more time. Yep, that's the case. So now I can pick and choose what I want to do. Well, that's useful. All of my exploration. I can pick up all the items I want now. That's so awesome. Then I can tucker myself out. Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power, like this one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They pointed you to this cave, an excess of power and convergence of many lines. You can feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck, like someone's watching you. It's likely this was some sort of important piece of the convergence domain, Utopia says, leaning on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you might have better luck wiggling in there. She continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of rains and report back. Prep my equipment. You get a headlamp and a little recording drone with a floodlight attachment. A tiny, buzzing, flying thing that circles around your head and sometimes illuminates what you want to look at. It's intelligent, which just means it won't just do what you want. Utopia's also left you an anti-grav belt, with a warning to practice extreme caution when spelunking down there. They make you lighter so you can climb more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. Enter the cave. I've max perception, baby. Let's go. The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some crevices. In some places, the walls have made iridescent convergent domain obsidian, Like, this was once a great hall. Great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere, but it'll be tricky to find it in the dark. That is not what I meant to do. Even the slightest. Because that gets me 39. But then we go like this. And boom. I beat a red with a bunch of blue. You find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand in the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you're so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along your belly for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's quite uncomfortable, but you keep it together. Just past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth-grown obsidian, which has a kind of melted rainbow oil slick look. There are deeply carved glyphs on the walls at various intersections like room designators or street names. You wonder. And other kinds of basins, alcoves grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, all ancient and worn and inexplicable now. Yeah, inexplicable. My bad, not inexplicable. I don't think inexplicable's a word. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave completely down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path, as the corridors branch off to other places that are now blocked off, as if a big earthquake had rattled this whole area. Only this one path is still clear. It's too convenient to be coincidence. The floor of the cave slopes downward like a slide, and it's quite slippery. Pay attention to my footing. You follow the cave system down, all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down a 3-story wall in the last section and are grateful for your anti-grav belt to make it easier. You're still tired, though. You see a dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. Did you just come down all that way? You're surrounded by the ruins of convergent domain buildings. Much better condition than the windswept ones of the surface. It's perfectly still here, and as quiet as space itself. What was that? What was this? It doesn't feel like a city, more like some kind of facility or station. And it feels so similar. You remember this place from your dreams and feel a throbbing sense of importance that this is a bit unnerving. Something momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your cords. She sweeps down on her glider with an extra one for you tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, Salomnika. This place didn't show up on any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bushed, she says. stick around to get some readings, but you head on back to the depot and get some rest. Don't worry. We ain't gonna push on without you. Yo. This is cool. I can literally just explore to my heart's content. This is so cool. I'm glad I maxed out perception now. Because this is way too fucking powerful. Maybe I should head all the... Oh yeah, the crystal spot. I'm getting so many things. And I'm getting a lot of kudos again. Minacito, you gotta keep up. I guess I should try them, at least. You're trudging along when suddenly you're buffeted by hot wind. Not like a very hot wind, lethally hot. The ridges are already baking, but all of a sudden it feels like you're trapped in a nuclear reactor. Your skin dries out, your lips crack, your eyeballs feel like sandpaper. You take careful readings of from distance, triangulate them, and discover the source of the wind. A red sports ball-sized crystal emanator, hidden in a small crevice. When you smash it, it doesn't shatter like a crystal. It looks almost like it could have been organic. Was it some kind of defensive barrier? Another weird mystery of the rich? Well, I have done a lot, so I guess I could go and head back. Then use the other month to go to the ends of... The next 2 months to go to the ends of the other two. Whoa, did you just teleport, Minas? If you did, that's cool. Like, way cool. We're gonna go home. And I'm back. I got 6 engineering. Not bad. Late dust. Early wet. I'm challenging you, you butthole. Vase suggests a classic Helio test of grit, punching each other in the stomach until one of you gives up or passes out. It builds character. Sorry. It builds character. He says, taping up his knuckles, his bicep glistens menacingly. Did any Helio ever think to putting a piece of metal under their shirt, though? Clang! Vase's punch reverberates through the courtyard, and he yowls and crackles his fist. He's surprised at first and angry at the pain, but when you pull out the sheet of metal from your shirt, he bursts out laughing. I wouldn't by default. He snickers. Don't be such a coward. Take it like a soldier. Still, he didn't get punched in the stomach, so that's the one to your books. I don't like this guy, but he's giving me good cards. So I'm challenging you again. Vase just a sharpshooting competition this time. You, him, and a target gets farther and farther away. First person to miss loses. You set the target and do a few rounds. You are evenly matched, but Vase is the first to miss. You turn to him to shake his hand. He just scowls.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? He says.
It goes until one of us can spell horse. 5 missed shots.
Shot can start until...
Did I say horse? I meant hot play.
Vase grumbles as he misses his 5th shot. Doesn't matter how long the word gets, though. You win soundly. He's first to concede that, for today, you're the sharper shooter. What? You're a dick. I only did that shit because you have good cards. Oh, he's biology. Blue bobber fruit. Yeah, why don't you join out here? Aw. Now, to forage in the valley. Been a while since we've been here. There's just so much to forage, though. But we get to explore everything. So nice and quiet, and music just so pretty. I like it. Gotta stock up on the ability to add stuff to my cards. You find a healthy bleep bush and harvest some of the leaves to bring back to the colony. Utopia is beyond excited when she sees your haul. Oh, bleep! She cries, shoving her hands right into the basket and rustling leaves. Oh yeah, this is the tea thing. Yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that bonus again. We'll go in and we'll take it. We have the ability to fight a manticore. And we fought the manticore and won. You're equipped with only your utility plas cutter, but the manicore is hesitant to attack you, for fear of harming its eggs. It's clearly furious with you, but you keep the egg between you and the manicore, and eventually, by sheer dedication, you manage to injure the creature enough that it decides to give up on its egg. It slinks back into the fog, grumbling mournfully. The egg's pretty addled from the fight. It was going to hatch before, but it won't now. You get a ship ton of kudos for it, though, and it's super tasty. I was hoping to get a maybe manticore. That blows. We know this thing's alive, so we're gonna analyze. Typical. Yeah, the plant's alive and sentient, like an animal. It's not happy that you're ripping its limbs off, but hard to tell if it's painful. It's like discomfort. We're gonna stop. Yeah, no, something about what you're doing just feels wrong. You make a note of the map where it is, but oddly, you never do find it again. So this is the whole map here. I feel like there was more to this. Like a lot more. You spot a juvenile Squedger Queen. All on her lonesome. She's still mobile, but she's moving very slowly, digging around the dirt here and there, licking the ground, possibly looking for a place to take root and live the rest of her life. This might be an opportunity to capture a live hive. Maybe you could convince it to take root in one of the barns in the colony, giving the colony a source of honey without so much as dangerous foraging. It spits acid if you get too close, and they have nasty, powerful beak. No wonder no one's managed to catch one. Trick it, pick it up. We're gonna trick it. We're gonna pull a tricky dick. We get an 11. Mostly blind, the Squedger Queen is oblivious to your ulterior motive. You spend an entire day subtly leading it in the right direction. She's like an incredibly slow turtle who keeps stopping to lick the ground for some reason. It's super boring. Cal meets you at the gates to receive the Queen. Your Majesty. Sorry. Your Majesty. He jokes, bowing deeply. I'll make sure she gets settled in, he says to you. Come by and visit her anytime you want. Home time. We're slowly working up to revolt. We're definitely not passive here. The revolt bar is slowly going up. Now to explore the last area. The plains, because we've actually completely surveyed the nearby area. Hey, what you doing here, friendo? When you report for surveying duty, Nomi Nomi is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. They smile wildly when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other already? Utopia says, looking to you, the Nomi. That'll make this easier. Slomika, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out. Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you to the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into a nest of snap bladders, okay? It's my friend! Nomi Nomi. Nomi Nomi. Nom nom. Nomi cheers and gives you a high five! As Utopia explains to Nomi Nomi and some other new Helios surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little away from the group. What you see it happen, but your paralysis stopped them from tripping and nearly landing on a nest of hot-eye eggs. They're just about to crash into the delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scruffs them by the neck of the collar. Nomi, pay attention. Nomi giggles like they didn't even realize the danger of being stampeded by an upset hop-eye beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things can get trample-y. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What's the cocoon made of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out of here, you two, she says, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. Been a longer time since we've been here. Now I can just go all the way to the end. Though hopefully I can find some more mushwood. Mushwood is way too useful. +2 to your cards. Hell yeah. Hey, Nomi. You hear Nomi shouting for help. Well, we're gonna run, clearly. You sprint to the sound of distress. Nomi seems to have fallen headfirst in some kind of Nomi-sized flower. Is it eating them? It's engulfed Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them down further. You could use your plas cutter to cut them out of there, if you can figure out what part of the creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling and you hear muffled sounds of distress from inside. You have to try. Damn straight I do. Nomi's cool. Typical. More animals. You delicately slice the lyre flower at the underneath of the base of its flower, which you guess is the creature's neck. Up close, it actually looks more reptilian than plant-like. It's a little snick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Nomi spits forth in a flood of digestive fluids. Ew, 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 yuck, my outfit, stupid flower. Stupid flower. Nomi stomps and shakes their fist at the flower, which lurches away on a fat snake-like body. I'm glad I could save her. God damn. Nomi out here being foolish. Spot an enormous unfamiliar flower. Large, waxy petals joined to form a basin brimming with goopy yellow gunk. The entire thing has a sticky melting look. The awful smell of the juice permeates the area. It's like something died in there. Drink the goop. Drink it! If the smell turns, the taste is indescribable. The moment it hits the back of your mouth, you start gagging and salivating uncontrollably. Throwing up is a relief. Yo, I lowered my stress with that. Despite your initial discomfort, when you're done emptying your stomach, you realize you feel incredible. Like you've been cleansed inside and out. You feel invigorated. All the noise attracts a nearby bush bulb. It comes scurrying at the bush, growling and cackling. I shall defend myself. Whoops. What? That's 7654. They go down. Well, that's not cool. And I did it. Let's go. I ain't getting attacked. I ain't getting attacked no more. Do 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 do. The funny creature rears up and stomps the ground intimidatingly. By reading its body language, you realize it's just trying to move you away from the big flower. You back away slowly, talking softly to it. Good, bush bulb. You can keep your grass stink, flower. It's all yours, buddy. Time to head home. It's mid-wet. Bravery, bravery. Well, sounds like bravery is going to be useful. So we'll go to guard duty. It's slow this month, so you spend a lot of time drilling with your plas rifle. Your accuracy is improving, and you can reload the cartridge in less than 4 seconds. Rhett's not impressed. He wants it down in 2. It feels impressive, but you have nothing but time on your hands to practice. Yo! I got like a flush or something. Yo. I kicked that challenge's butt. Now it's glow, where I take the entirety of this month off. But something I haven't been doing lately is saving mid-game. Because you never know when my computer or the game or my streaming software can cut out. So we're gonna go relax on the wall. Dis isn't here anymore. And I've read something like this before, so value wild card. I do not need a 0 card that can become a 10. More than likely we get a low number, not a high number. Knowing the attack is coming, it's always as it always comes in glow, does nothing to calm your nerves. There's only so long you can handle doing nothing, pretending like everything's gonna be fine. As the month draws longer, you find yourself almost compulsively walking the walls, scanning the tree line for the first sign of trouble. You're there when you see them, dark on dark shapes coming out of the forest, perfectly silent. You watch with the lookouts as more and more figures amass at the forest's edge. Minutes pass as the horde pushes into the firebreak. Numbering at least, it must be in the thousands. More animals than you've seen in one place. The ground is choked with a teeming carpet of smaller creatures darting in and moving among the legs. Oh no, 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 no. The forest bends as the faceless emerges from its depths, followed by 2 more. The mood on the walls is discouraged. The mood on the walls is discouraged. 1 faceless destroyed your colony. 2 required an irresponsible number of explosives. How are you meant to handle 3? Survival is your only option. It's what humans and all other living creatures do. The wave of attacks roll over the firebreak, crashing against the walls. Flying creatures scream overhead, and the sound of plasma rifle fire fills the air. Yeah, we're shoddily defended. I don't know how you go about upgrading the defenses. How do you do that? As you run, your heart sinks at how poorly organized the colony's defenses are. Luckily, nothing has breached the walls yet, and seems like the tide of monsters emerging from the trees are slowed. Even still, it's a lot of monsters. The colony's taken a beating, and you can already see the defenders start to flag. It's going to be a difficult battle. You're descending from the walls when you are thrown to the ground by tremendous rumble. A few meters in front of you, something tumbles toward you through the mud. You have the impression of something long and dark that cuts the ground like a shark through water. You scramble to your feet, but it cuts off your path, forcing you toward the geoponics outbuilding. It's a shortage shed, most empty besides bales of hay used as float cow feed, but it's dimly lit, but you think you see another door. The creature advances, throwing up rocks and chunks of dirt as it tunnels closer. We're gonna have to fight. I'm glad I went and scavenged. I was able to win without using all of my stress. Yo, let's go. I got a single kudos. Two. You grab a rake and back into the doorway to wait for the monster to emerge. As it rears up and thrusts its black snoot out the ground, you stab the rake down into it, dispatching it. But before you have time to be relieved, you spot a second one tunneling towards you. You take another step, storehouse, and you feel heat. The building's on fire. The dry thatch roof quickly ignites and rains flaming debris down on your head, filling the room with toxic smoke. The ashy heat is intense. You can feel the ripping moisture from your lungs with every second. You rush for the rear door, but the fire moves so fast you're trapped as a roof beam collapses in front of you. You hear a crackling noise and then pain. Noise like a bell. The world goes dark. This is the very bit from the very start. This is the thing from the very start. I remember it. You wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out. But you're not sure how you got here or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath you. As your feet beneath your feet, then you collapse. Then collapses. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait. I can't remember her name. She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. You try to stand, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Although you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Low season. Glowing eyes, you shake your head to clear your vision in that, some kind of dog, like from Earth. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is the past life thing from the start. Not a dog, a monster. We prepared for this. You remember this day for many years. The choking heat of the fire, this dog creature's dead yellow eyes haunting your dreams. You prepared for it. Specifically, you've installed an arm freeze trap right where you knew the animal would be standing when it transformed into a towering horror. As it does, you trigger the detonator. The trap sucks inward, drawing all the heat from the surroundings. The monster's feet is frozen to the floor as it instantly crystallizes, becoming an ice statue. Num doesn't stop to wonder how it happened. She gives the statue a solid kick and shatters it into a million fragments. You emerge from the inferno of the shed, burned and confused, but alive. An enemy smiles. It's good to be alive. You have your wounds tended to in medbay. Other soldiers there are in much worse shape, but at least the battle's over. This year the colony was nearly wiped off the planet before the animals were finally repelled. The sawmills and Arabelle land are all torn up. The geoponics dome shattered yet again, and the garrison lost some good soldiers, further reducing your already marginal defenses. There will be hard times ahead, and in just one more short year another attack, probably even worse than this one. The fight continues, but for now, you're just happy you survived to live another day, and that is your birthday. By the time you've recovered, the sun has returned. It's your 20th birthday. You're a full-fledged adult now, though in many ways you already were and have been for a long time. You and your friends step out to greet the new day and start the rest of your life in Vertumna. Wait, the end? What? That's the end? No. No way. That's the end? What? No way. No fucking way. I survived to my 20th birthday. Let's go. Military hero. That's my ending. Yo. Humanity is locked in a forever war against the planet, but at least they have you on their side. You never stop defending your people from the planet's ancient defense system, which tries endlessly to eradicate what it sees as an invasive species to the ecosystem. It's a hard life, not just for you, but for the whole colony. After many, many close calls, and weeks of your life lost to recovering in the medbay, you're finally killed in your early 30s during an attack during Glow. Early 30s. I didn't quite call. I said I wouldn't live to 30, but I died in my 30s. Fuck. At least you'll be remembered as a hero for years to come, primarily for your battle tactics. Always one step ahead of the enemy. You never give their algorithm away to predict your behavior. The colony will keep your strategic playbook and use your tactics long after you're gone. You were Security Chief Rhett's second security officer. Rhett had openly said you would be the next security chief, and had been getting ready to retire when you were suddenly killed. He never thought he'd outlive one of his best students. The entire colony mourns as your body is returned to the soil and a statue is built to remember your sacrifice. Your parents never got to see their colony through, but you live on in their stead. They'll always be with you, in the ground you walk on, in the trees that give you shade, and in the cycle of life that sustains you. The Vriki grow from a size of a small dog to the size of a bear, becoming more and more unwieldy and more terrifying to small children. Before the council can force you to do anything about your arachnid octopus friend, Minusethal just disappears. You look everywhere in the colony, but your answer comes from the outside wall, a new Vriki nursery tree. Soon the colony is about to host to many curious Vriki pups who call your Minusethal home. Sadly, you don't make it to your later years. Your death leaves the colony shaken. You were so young, so full of life. No child of the stars should be so consigned to life under the dirt. However, you feel something keeping you here, tethering you to this life. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out, one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that person? They seem so familiar. You feel like you know them so well. Oh, it's you. Only ancient. Her arms are colored in so many data bands. So many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving her mouth. Not in words, but in something like pictures. Still, you understand. She smiles. We had a good life, don't you think? There's so many possibilities, and this was only one of them. I could have done better. There was a girl. We were young together. Tammy, cotton candy hair. Such a shame to see life snuffed out so young. She gives you a look as if to say you were somehow responsible for this. Wait, were you? Could you have saved her? We have a chance to take another path to change the way our life turned out. She reaches out a hand. Come with me. Whoa. Ho ho ho. 10 episodes. We lost so many people. So many. Mom, Dad. Her name was just mentioned, as well as her dad. Calm. The old lady herself. And me, in my 30s. But we'll check out the gallery. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16. There's almost 30 in here. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 22, 4, 6, 8. 29 endings. Alright. I'm gonna have to click the Start New Life button. So without further ado, that was my run of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. And if I manage to do 10 episodes in every run, I might do this once a year. There's 29 of these, so that'd be 29 years of my life that I spend each year playing Teenage Colonist. Or maybe I do it more than once a year. 10 weeks ain't nothing. Just about 3 months. But without further ado, have a good day. Have a better week. Remember to have an even better month. And remember to keep this year better than last year. Because I know that's something that we're capable of, deep down. I truly do believe it. And if you liked what you saw, you liked the music that was played in the beginning, well, you can find I Was a Teenage Exocolonist on Steam, and if you like the intro music, well, that was straight from this game. So, yeah, enjoy. If you like the music even more, maybe see if a soundtrack is available, or see if there's an entire soundtrack on YouTube to listen to. Because, goddamn, it was all so good. Well, at minimum, I will see y'all on Friday. Bye!